Yo, what up, world? It's your boy C's from theclife.com. Let's get right into it. So today, first of all, preface. I gotta preface this because I already know y'all. So preface, I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say in this video is not financial advice, all right? It's Monday, President's Day, so I figure instead of me complaining or whining about something that I can't control, I start taking proactive steps into finding solutions to some problems that we may have in the future, right? And today we're going to be talking about brackets and capital gains. Now, again, preface, I'm not a financial advisor. Speak to one. All right, I'm going to be I have a family one, so I'm going to be reaching out to them when the time comes. But for now, what I'm doing is just basically analyzing small accounts, medium accounts, and large accounts. Now, I see this question a lot in other larger YouTube channels. People with smaller accounts, whether it is the average, which is 120 shares, medium 500 shares, and large accounts 1,000 shares. Now, XL is for anybody that has shares above 1,500. Like, you a big dog, all right? Leave the room. Leave the room with your 1,500 plus shares, all right? 1,500, 5,000. This is for the smaller cats to kind of give you some numbers to think about and basically know that where you fall once we discuss it. Anyway, let's get right into it, all right? So for the small accounts, 120 shares. Now, last year, Adam Aaron said that the average AMC investor owns the float, which is an average of 120 shares, right? Since then, the community has grown, prices fluctuated, so some people added more to their positions. We'll get into that. But for those who have 120 shares, I divide these brackets into four, okay? So we're going to play conservative to begin with, all right? So if you have 120 shares, let's go 120 shares divided by 4. So you'll have 4 brackets, okay? And this is super conservative. Fit in your numbers. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just to put, when you put a face or a number or a value to something, it totally changed the meaning to something. So that's exactly what I'm attempting to do here. Adding some numbers to it so that people can start to this can actually start to feel real for them, all right? Because, people are just throwing obscure numbers out there, 100,000, whatever, it really doesn't feel real. So I'm going to play conservative and make it real so that you can see the level of disrespect. All right, let's go. Let's continue. Let's go. All right, so if you have 120 shares, we divided it by 4. So that's 30 share brackets, right? We're going to play conservative. All right, let's go. You got 30 shares per bracket that you're going to unload, right? Let's say the first 30 you're going to sell at the lowest. The lowest, 300. So 300 times 30. That's 9,000, right? $9,000. Now, the next bracket is going to be 500. 30 times 500, that's 15,000. Next bracket, 800. 30 times 800, that's 24,000. And last bracket is going to be at 1,000. So that's going to be 30,000. Okay, so let's do that quick math. 9,000 plus 15,000 plus 24,000 plus 30,000. 78,000 take home. $78,000 take home if you were to go with these brackets. Now, if you were a lower account with 120 shares, this is the most conservative bracket, and you'll be walking away with $78,000. Now, I'm on this website called smartasset.com, and let's just put a conservative number, 10,000 investment or less than that. Yeah, let's just say 10,000. And you walking away with $78,000. And so you're going to be paying, according to this calculator. Now, depending on your state, I'm in Arizona. So depending on your state, you'll be paying $12,930. And this is assuming that you did not hold for the entire year. Okay. So 78 minus 12,930. So you'll be leaving this play with $65,000. You'll be leaving this play with $65,070. Okay. This is the bracket that they're trying to sell us on. All right. Okay. Now let's move on. Okay. Let's move on. Now, if you're a medium account, you bought in early with your 120 shares and you added to your position and you walk away with 500. You have 500 shares. We're going to divide it by 4 per bracket. Okay. So 125 per bracket, 125 shares per bracket. Okay. Now let's do that math. So bracket number 1, 300. Is going to be 37,500. Bracket 2, that's going to be 62,000. I actually did this one already, so I'm just basically getting these numbers here. All right, bracket 3, 100,000. And bracket 4, 125,000. So walking away with these conservative brackets, you'll be walking away with 325,000, right? And after taxes, which is $109,890. Let's do that quick math. 325 minus 109. 325 minus 109. 89. Okay, so walking away 215,100. All right, so walking away with a medium account with $215,110 is a mouthful. Anyway, so if you have, this is just a conservative bracket. Conservative mean like you're listening to the FUD and the first bracket sell-off point is 300, then 500, then 800, then 1,000, right? Now, if you are a large account with 1,000, just times that by 2. So you'll be walking away with times 2, 430,000, right? So these are the numbers that they're trying to sell you on. Now, if you're a seasoned investor, you would be like, yo, with the $10,000 investment or $5,000 investment, you tell me I get to walk away with either 215,000 or 430,000. Like, that's a steal. Yes, and you're correct, right? You can take that with 10%, like an increase of 10% per year. Like if you were to get a 10% return, you're either getting $20,000 or $40,000 return on your money if you invest it correctly over and over again. But these are the numbers that they're trying to disrespect us with. Now, the fair, like I had to hold myself because I reminded myself about this fair quote. It's like, fair is where they judge pigs. I believe Stephen A. Smith said that. So fair is where they judge pigs. World's not fair, right? Fair estimates. This is the fair bracket, okay? Fair, it's like I said in a previous video. When you're talking about MOAS, it has to be mother of all short squeezes, meaning your starting price, your floor is higher than previous squeezes. Now, anything below 1,200 is not a MOAS. So fair MOAS would start, the floor would be the floor would be 1,200 and up. So the floor 1,200 and up. Then the second bracket would be 2,400. Then the third bracket would be 4,800. And then the top bracket would be 9,600, which is still a bargain, getting them out of their positions under 10 grand, right? It would be 9,600. And all I did was see what was the squeeze, the highest squeeze for previous plays, and then using that as the floor, right? 1,200, 2,400, just timesing it by 2, you know what I'm saying? Those would be like a fair bracket, still getting underneath 10 grand. But we don't live in fair, okay? We don't live in fair. Now, if you were to just do those brackets and come up with your own numbers for a fair and then what's reality, again, it's not financial advice. Don't come for me, bro, all right? This is just making it real, because you hear all these arbitrary numbers out there and people aren't thinking like that, right? So come up with your numbers, divide it by 4. You can even divide it by 3 if you want to even play it even safer. Divide it by 3 and use those, and then take your sum total based on your brackets, right? And then go to smartassets.com and fill in your initial investment, and then the sales value, and whether you had it for over a year and under a year, and then you'll be able to come up with how much total capital gains tax you'll be paying, right? And they'll tell you the federal rate, your state rate, and your local rate. And then that's when you can be able to budget. How much are you going to put in your savings? How much are you going to use to reinvest? How much are you going to use to pay off debt, all right? And yeah, so that's basically what I've been thinking about on this day off. The market opens again tomorrow, which means more fuckery this week. But at least you have some time to rest and calculate these things, all right? Make it real. Put the numbers down, all right? Like, put the numbers on the paper. Make it real. Sign your name next to it. Make that shit real, all right? Because this ain't a game. All those arbitrary numbers, topping, Make it real. And then you'll be able to have a solid plan, at least. Bare minimum, you have a solid plan. You can flip through your notes on that day and like, all right, we at here. Do I feel we're going to go higher? Again, these are conservative, disrespectful numbers, all right? I'm not saying that these are the prices. I'm just making it real, all right, friends? Anyway, hopefully that helps shed some light to what we got to go through. And as always, man, drink water, get money, mind your business. Peace.